Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Taylor and today I'm going to be doing a February wrap-up. So I'm just going to go through all of the books that I read in February, tell you my rating, and then just how I felt about them in general. If I do look down at my phone at all, it is because I have my app that tells me the order I read the books and the rating I gave them. So I might look down at that occasionally. Sorry if I do. But let's just go ahead and get into the video. The first book I read in February was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is actually a reread for me and I really do love this story. There's something so magical about it, and I think I gave it a 4.5 stars this time. The first time I read it I gave it a 5 stars. I think I only downgraded it because there have been books that I've read since the first time I read it that I liked a little bit more, and it just didn't feel fair to keep it at a 5 star in my opinion. So I did take it down a little bit, but I still really do love it and I would highly recommend it to anybody that loves a magical story. I don't know, I love this book. It is so good. The second book I read in February was Ruthless Vows, also by Rebecca Ross. It's the second book next to Divine Rivals. I loved this book so much. I did give this one a 5 stars. I personally just liked it more. I did hear some mixed reviews on it before I started it, but I feel like this book was a little bit more high stakes. It just felt way more intense to me. I'm not sure if that's how other people feel, but that's just my personal opinions, and I really loved this one. So again, I would highly recommend this duology. It is so good, and sorry if I repeat that. I can't help it. I just, so good. Okay, the third book I read in February, my prized possession, Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I have not ever read a book like this I don't think, at least. This book genuinely had me giggling and kicking my feet. When you've heard other people say that, they weren't kidding. They weren't kidding. I don't know what is in this book, but I couldn't stop. I read it in 4 days, which is pretty standard for me, but I honestly didn't want it to end. So I was kind of like pushing off reading it a little bit, but I really genuinely, this book, I don't know what she put in it, but I cannot wait for the next book to come out. It is painful just thinking about it. So if you couldn't tell, I would highly recommend it. 5 stars, definite 5 stars for me. Again, I cannot wait for the second book to come out. I'm not patiently waiting. This is not patience. That's all I have to say about that. All right, so the fourth book I read in the month of February, Love Theoretically. And yes, I still have the sticker on it, don't judge me. I think I gave this one a 3.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite. I think also I just came off of reading 3 incredibly good fantasy books. So this one just fell a little bit flat for me. I'm not one to usually rate rom-com-y books super high anyways. That's kind of a lie, I actually do. But I don't tend to love them as much as I love my fantasy books. So I think I just rate them on a different scale, if I'm being honest. But yeah, this one was a 3.5. It wasn't my favorite. I would recommend it. It's pretty good, pretty fast-paced. But if you like, I don't even remember what this book was about really. That tells you anything. But if you like rom-com-y books, you'd probably like this. On to the fifth book that I read in February, Magnolia Parks. I don't know. Sorry about the glare. So this was one of those books that I was so excited to read because it had been so hyped up to me. It did fall a little bit flat in my opinion. I did give it a 3.5 stars. I don't really know why, but I just found it so hard to root for Magnolia and BJ, and I think that might be the point of the first book, but I just found myself getting so annoyed and so mad, which again might be the point, but I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite. I was entertained by it. like everybody says, the writing style was super unique and I really loved that part of it and that aspect, but I don't know, something about it just wasn't my favorite. So with that being said, on to the next book and the last book that I read in the month of February, Daisy Hates. This book, on the other hand, I actually really loved. I loved learning about Daisy and Christian, honestly, and about Julian as well. This book flew by for me. I was so ready to jump into the next one, and unfortunately, if you watched my March TBR video, I just couldn't do that, which is unfortunate, but I did really love this one. I rated it a 4 stars, which is really good for me. I just have a feeling that this series is going to keep going up, so that's kind of why I rated it at 4 stars. But again, I really did love this book and I would highly recommend it. But with that being said, I think you should read Magnolia Park's book before you get to this one. I just think it helps make everything make a little bit more sense. So if you're on the fence about the series and you're like, I've heard this one's so good and this one's meh, just go through this. You'll get through it, and it'll be hard, but you'll get through it. And then you'll get to this. Again, this is just my personal opinion, but Daisy Hates is my girly. So that is all I read in the month of February. It was honestly such a good reading month for me, and I am so excited to jump into March's TBR and continue my little reading streak that I have going on. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.